Hello, everybody. It's Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast, and I'm going to talk about internet enemies. I think that this is the cow. What's the word? The elephant in the room. Not a cow. It could be a cow, but it seems like if you're coming into any comics, professional comics, any way around it with comics, it seems that everybody spends way more time talking about internet enemies than they do about comics. Uh, it is astounding, and you would think that it's actually going to benefit your career if you have enemies in comics. If you create enemies, if you can find an enemy, it doesn't matter. Any way you have enemies, that means you're important and special. The reality is that's not how it works. In fact, you can absolutely opt out completely. Have you ever been driving on the freeway, uh, and somebody does something stupid, or you get honked at, or someone flips you off? Any number of things. That's an anonymous reaction, and in about 5 seconds, depending on how bad the car drive is, you don't see that person ever again, and it doesn't matter. Life goes on. Twitter is essentially that, and except it's basically the other jerk in the car next to you. For some reason, you decide to hang out and talk amongst yourselves for years and years to come. You don't have to deal with this. So we're gonna get into this video. And why do I have Scarlet Witch here? We're gonna talk about that too. First, though, this is it. This is the other YouTube channel that I'm a contributor on. This is completely different from anything I've been doing. That's why I have it as a new channel. It's not just my channel. I'm a contributor. NFT GUI, yes, it's spelled that way. Brand new, and I'm actually really curious if we can build up a web YouTube channel. So if you're interested at all in cryptocurrency and NFTs, come check it out. I'm not claiming to be expert. I'm just on the panel, but it is fun to talk with these guys, and I'm learning quite a bit. All right, so I got to show you this. This is how the internet works at its best. You have what, Scarlet Witch here, and now this is the sculpt they're doing, and that's the face they went with. That's like the best usage of that phrase. That's the face you went with, because here they picked it, and it looks pretty hilarious no matter what the sculpt is doing. Oh my goodness! All right, internet enemies. I went here because I saw a video. I have not seen a video in a very long time from you, boy Zach, mainly because I've been watching videos on anything else other than comics. I don't know why. I think it's the time of year. I kind of lose interest. But I'm regaining interest a little bit more here. And this was posted by some editor. You can do things and you can do good things and still be a bad person. That tweet lets you know that someone is quietly judging you from afar. Uh, the truth is, you don't have to have enemies. I came to this stark realization several months ago when you feel like your whole career as a comic book creator can be made or broken on social media. You desperately need this thing to get the word out about your books. And in a way you do, but what you don't need are enemies. If someone wants to act a fool, you can ignore them. You can pretend that they are dead. And you could say, is that going to affect anything? To pretend that certain Marvel editors or whoever else is vexing you, is that going to do anything to ignore them? The answer is absolutely yes. Because I've come to find out this harsh realization is that when you have a lot of enemies on the internet, it's usually because you like making enemies on the internet. It doesn't just happen to you. It is true 100% of the time. Now, if you're a politician or something and you're out there, constantly talking politics because that is your job after all, you're going to have people that hate you. That's fantastic. But the great news is when you're a comic book creator, you don't have to do that. That's not part of the job. Does it benefit you to do so? I don't think so. I think that is a great lie that has somehow been invented sometime in the past, within the past 10 years, maybe fewer. And yeah, there have been beefs all over the world, in comics especially, for as long as comics have existed. But the problem now is the way that they exist now is you're constantly looking up what your enemies are saying. Don't get enemies. your life is so much better. You don't owe anybody anything. People can ask you questions, they can request help from you. Nothing. You don't owe anybody anything because you are, after all, a stranger. And so they can make proclamations to let you know that you're being judged from afar. It doesn't, none of that matters. You do not have to have internet enemies. And I can tell you, it'll actually improve your life. And I think it'll improve your creation of your comic books. Um, I have been more conscious of the time that I spent, time that I spend on social media versus actually making comic books. And I can tell you, it is very difficult to be creative if you're constantly on Twitter or, wherever else. If you're constantly looking at your phone or at the computer instead of working on your comic books, it does in fact take a toll creatively on what you're doing. It is hard to create. Maybe you're the type of person that can shift gears mentally. You would be in the minority, though. In that case, there is actually research behind it to say that you can't really multitask. So the best thing to do, in my opinion, for me, is to just opt out of it. You do not have to participate, and there is no prize to be won. That is just the truth. Anyway, thanks for watching. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tonight. Maybe. I might. I do want to be doing more videos more frequently. I keep saying that. It's going to happen. Trust me. But if you just can't get enough of me, check out the NFT GUI YouTube channel if you want to see more of me not talking comics. If you want to see more of me talking comics, though, I do want to talk about more. I need to find a new focus, I think, for the YouTube channel. It feels wrong just to talk about me. I could do that. I'm not really as interested in talking about comic book news because like most of the time you feel like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like it's the same stuff that we've known. So I'm not sure that I'm super into that, but I'm going to find an angle, and it might be comics creation process because I can do whatever I want. Anyway, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.